Alright, the finish line is in sight for Dashboard 2. The final thing to do is clean up the aesthetics with some layout and formatting tweaks. Ready to see the before and after? This is where we're at, and this is where we're going. Let's dive in. We'll start with the cardinal question of dashboard design. What can we remove? First, when we pulled in all of our sheets, all of these name filters came along for the ride. So let's remove those, and we can also go ahead and hide all of these titles. And then let's double click the x-axis to get rid of the title year from the line graph. We know what it is without it. And we can also get rid of the color legend for the circles. The circles are functioning mostly in an aesthetic sense as a divider between our line chart and other information, so this legend really isn't necessary. And as for the name color legend, it's actually doing the same work as our filters custom list display. So let's eliminate that redundancy by changing the filters format to multiple values dropdown. And lastly, we can hide the legend's title. Now that we've tidied up our workspace, let's tackle the second question. What needs more room and what needs less room? Our line chart is the star of this dashboard, so let's focus on giving it more room. We'll move the other information down to the bottom by pulling our circles down, and then we'll let our line chart expand into the full space on the right side by moving our filters and our legend up. Good. And then we'll add a blank tiled object to the right to balance out the spacing created by the y-axis on the left. Great. Okay, let's fine tune this layout. We know we'll want a title, so let's go down to the Objects section and check Show Dashboard Title. Let's set it just above our color legend. Now move your name filter way over. And now your color legend, we'll see it has extra space and spread on out. We can adjust the spacing in between each name too. Just look for the little dotted line and that side-by-side arrow. Alright, time for the really nitpicky business. We are going to line up our circles directly under the line chart so that the x-axis on the line chart can be the reference point for both itself and the circles. Now to do this, let's start by fixing both the x-axes from 1900 to 1999 with tick marks every 10 years. Here's how we do that. Double-click on the first x-axis, toggle the range from automatic to fixed, and enter our specific date range. Then head over to the tick marks and set the major tick marks to every 10 units. Good, now do the same thing with the circle's x-axis. Click on a line to make the chart appear, and then rinse and repeat the same steps. Double-click the axis, fix the date range, set your major tick marks to 10, and say OK. Once the axes are the same, we'll add a blank tile to the left of the circles, and then pull that side-by-side arrow until everything's lined up with the line chart. Then just click the x-axis to hide the header. See how the vertical lines between the two charts almost look like a continuation of one another? That's great. Now eliminate the horizontal line under the circles by right-clicking, select Format, then turn off the axis ruler. And while we're here, let's also turn off the zero line too, so that when no name in the line chart above is selected, we aren't left with that little dotted line. Oh, and also sometimes when I've done very detailed alignment like this, I'll change the dashboard size to something fixed so that the tiled pieces don't move around if they're given a bigger screen. All right, third and final question. Before you hand this off to someone, will they know what it is and will they know what they can do with it? First, let's add our title. How about explore how U.S. names changed from 1900 to 1999? And let's really emphasize it. We'll turn the box gray and the text white. So the text will disappear for just a second, but I promise it's there. Right-click on the box, select Format Title, and then we'll change the shading. Excellent. And you can actually pick the exact gray that's part of our name color palette. So click More Colors and grab that dropper, and then you just hold it over the color you want. Great. Now let's wrap up this thing with our instructions to our end user. Let's change the filters title to include instructions like select names to compare here. We'll also make those words a bit bigger and about the same color maybe as the title's shading, and then we'll copy that text so we can go down to our line chart, click the drop-down menu to show the title, and then paste this formatting in here. And all we're doing is just encouraging everyone to start clicking. And there you go, not too shabby. We've explored the Marks card with color, size, text, detail, and our handy tooltips. And on top of all of that, got these visualizations talking to each other. Well done. And of course, we'd all love to see what you've built too, so upload a link to your Tableau public page in the comments below. And other than that, thanks so much for building the second dashboard from Data Dozen. I'll see you next week.